Welcome back, my students, to a brand new episode of your comic class. In today's lesson, guys, we're looking at Action Comics issue 1043. This is the World Revolution Part 1. And yeah, this issue is called Break the Walls Down. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story basically starts off with Superman basically leading the rebellion against different areas on World. It basically says to take the Citadel. And they're basically trying to free Manchester Black. And Manchester Black is basically being tortured for days or weeks, but maybe even months, by the teacher. And Superman and the rebellion make their way to where the teacher's at. They blast their way in or break their way in. And the teacher basically tells that like a baby inside that like robot type of device to attack Superman and them, and Superman is regaining his powers slowly due to something we find out later on in the issue, but he's able to destroy one of the basically the metal head that is housing this baby creature in it, which shows that he's getting some of his super strength back, which is crazy. And basically they're able to defeat the teacher and free Manchester Black, with Manchester Black basically saying that it took him long enough. And yeah, it's a really cool battle scene. We get to see that Mongul is talking to one of his underlings, when the underlings basically say if it's smart to keep Superman basically here on the planet, and that everything is crumbling basically in time, and that basically they need the Genesis energy that's on the planet because it's the life's blood of the planet, and that if you take too much of the great worms will die and the atmosphere will become unbreathable. The core might even combust as Krypton's did, the guy says. And this Romano basically loses his cool and tells him that he's the one that recommended to bring Superman to World basically, and that for this that he should remove his spine basically. So he throws him to the ground and says that none of this matters basically, and that, you know, everything basically is gonna be fine, and that he will kill everyone that has gotten in his way or is getting in his way. And it seems like Apollo basically has been brainwashed, so we're gonna have to see Superman basically take on Apollo, since Apollo is on a different level of power compared to everyone else on the rebels basically, or the rebellion. So that's gonna be really cool, and hopefully Superman does regain a good amount of his strength before this fight occurs, hopefully in the next issue. But World basically has invaded other planets. Basically seems like it's starting an invasion of other planets, and while that's going on, we get to see that the rebellion people are basically trying to figure out what exactly the baby is inside of it. So I'm guessing that's going to be a massive plot development once that gets revealed. It's revealed to us that Apollo has been moved from his original place that he was kept in, his original captive place basically. So Apollo basically, Midnighter basically gets mad, saying that they should have went after Apollo instead of fighting against the people that, you know, needed saving, and that basically to save them. And he basically says, one of the people that lived there, that had they not done that, that everyone that was on this planet basically would have been dead, other than the rebellion, which just would have been morally wrong, considering a lot of these people aren't bad people, but just live here on World, due to being taken by Mongul's people and his soldiers and stuff. So we get to learn that apparently that Enchantress is being played with, basically like messed with by some type of witch, and that witch is very powerful and stuff like that, that she has the ability to destroy planets and stuff like that. So we'll have to see where that comes down to in the future, but I'm guessing we're gonna get a confrontation with that character, that witch character, so we'll see where that leads to. But after that, we get to see that Mondo actually goes in person to this person's planet that we saw that was getting invaded by World, and Mondo basically makes contact using one of the underlings of the leader of that planet, and the leader of that planet, I believe, is one of the council members on the United Planets. So that guy that was very suspect way back when the World Saga first started, basically seems that this is his planet, I think, and it seems that he had made a deal with Mondo, but Mondo learns that apparently the United Planets got information about World World, and that they've created machines, basically ships, to fight against it, and even maybe be able to destroy his World World machine, his machine planet, basically, and that the only way they could have gotten that information was if someone basically snitched to them, and he believes that this is the dude that did it. So he basically tells them that he's gonna have to accept an offering, basically, from him in order to not destroy his planet, but in exchange he's also gonna be taking all his people, and that all of his people are gonna be slaves to World World now and are gonna become war students, basically, in a sense, which is kind of like crazy. But you know, we do see that Mondo did kill a lot of his people, so whatever's left of his people basically are gonna go to World World, and the planet's basically just not going to be here, or maybe they're going to work on this planet, but they're going to be under Mondo's rule, which is crazy. And the guy pretty much messed up, and he probably is the one that gave him the information about World World's designs and stuff like that in order to destroy it, and to get the United Planets help to basically destroy Mondo and get him away from his people, basically, and to get him away from him, basically save his own life. This basically backfired, and yeah, it's looking bad for him, and we'll see how that plays out later on in the future issues. But Superman basically goes to an underground cavern, and in this cavern that's closer to the planet's core, I guess, the Genesis energy is actually giving Superman back his power slowly, so he's getting his super hearing back slowly, and he hears the stories that the scientist guy is basically telling the kids, and he's giving them hope, basically just like Superman said. So the scientist dude basically is growing as a character, in that in the beginning he didn't have any hope that things could change, but now slowly fighting with Superman or putting his faith in him, he's starting to get his faith back, and that there could be a better future. But this is where the scientist takes Superman to another part of the cavern, says he needs to show him something. He starts talking about different cultures across the multiverse and different stories that have been passed down and talked about. And it's revealed to us that there's apparently some type of like stones or some type of amulets or something, and there was a whole history, a whole type of lore between like first gods, basically, and stuff like that. So I'm not sure these are supposed to be like old gods, because now we have the new gods with people like Darkseid, Orion, and stuff like that, Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, and stuff, or if they're saying these are the old gods, or if these even predate those, which would be crazy. But apparently, with these items, you know, these amulets, I think, or something, some type of like stones or whatever, that this can create a new birth of a new old god, basically, or give the powers of an old god to whoever wields this stone or something. I think it's just one. It will give them like a crazy amount of power, that this can lead the universe into a bright, peaceful future, or, you know, a better future. And if given into the wrong hands, it can bring the great darkness, or a great darkness, into the universe again. So I'm guessing that that's kind of like teasing the great darkness that we're dealing with in Dark Crisis, or we're going to deal with in Dark Crisis. That's the only thing I can think of that's probably connecting to it. And if so, that's really cool that they're doing that and connecting Action Comics with what's going to go on in Dark Crisis, if that's what they're heading to, or this is supposed to be an even bigger crisis theme in the future regarding Superman and this great darkness that might appear. But the scientist basically says that he doesn't want Mondo to get it, because he feels like Mondo will bring about this great darkness if he gets his hands on it, and that Superman has to make sure that Mondo isn't the one to claim it, basically, this power, which is really cool. And yeah, so the issue basically ends with some people basically getting attacked on their planet, wondering where the attacks are coming from. They're basically just getting completely destroyed by this weaponry, and at the end they say Mondo has come for us, and it seems that World is basically invading another planet. So it seems like this entire saga, this part of the saga, of the World saga, which is World Revolution Part 1, is going to be dealing with an invasion happening on different planets while Superman is regaining his strength, helping the rebellion basically fight against Mondo and his forces, and basically we're gonna have to stop Mondo from taking all these people, or you know, freeing these people and freeing them from Mondo's control, all these different planets that he's gonna be taking over probably for the next few issues. But that's gonna be it, guys, and yeah, that was Action Comics issue 1043, World Revolution Part 1. can also be called Break the Walls Down. And yeah, overall very solid issue. I thought this was a really good part 1 to a new part of the saga, and hopefully we get to see what this invasion is doing and what Mongo's ultimate goal is at the end. And that is, he's trying to conquer an entire galaxy, you know, portion of the universe. That would be really cool if that's what he's going for. Or is he just trying to break Superman down and trying to show him that he can conquer all these people without him being able to stop him and kill all these people as well? That he's basically laying death on all these different planets that he's going to, it seems, if they don't submit. And even if they do submit, a lot of them already have died. But yeah, overall, very solid issue. I will have a link restricted down below. Check it out on Amazon/Comixology. And yeah, until the next issue, Action Comics issue 1044, when that drops, we'll try to have it out on the same day and try to be more on schedule when it comes to these reviews. But until next video, guys, God bless you. Until next lesson, keep on reading those comics.